I'm Eric Valentine. Hello. I'm at the 2020 NAMM convention. I'm at the UnderToneAudio booth here showing off our new thing. It is an accessory for the UnderToneAudio Unfairchild. The original version of the Unfairchild had all this extra functionality, independent attack and release controls. You have a sidechain insert. You have this DC threshold, all stuff that got added on to make this thing more usable and flexible for, as a modern compressor would be. But that wasn't enough. We got to add more stuff. So one of the cool tricks that I figured out with the sidechain insert is that you could turn this into a feed-forward compressor. It was originally designed as a feedback compressor. It's a cool sound, but it can be difficult to control. And so I realized at a certain point it would be really, really cool if you could blend between feedback and feed forward. So that's what we added right here. These knobs allowed you to blend between feedback and feed forward. We also, for convenience, just added a high-pass filter that is on the sidechain signal. So if you want to remove some low end, a lot of people like to do that so it doesn't over-compress the low frequencies. And then now we have parallel compression, so you can blend between the dry signal and the wet signal. And we added an output trim, so you can trim down the output. I love running this thing super hot. To me, it sounds amazing when it's just kind of floored. And so sometimes it gets the output is too loud when you set it that way, and so I can trim it down so it's not clipping my converters, trying to get the signal back into the computer. So we added all that stuff. There's also a new version of the stereo linking where it's averaged. The left and right signals get summed together before it goes to the linked stereo detection. We also made it so you can have feed-forward MS compression. That was something that wasn't possible before. You can still bypass all of this stuff because the blend and the output trim adds additional active gain stages that would potentially change the overall active circuitry for this thing. And so you can bypass that if you want and just have the feed forward, feedback stuff for the sidechain and the high pass for the sidechain. This stuff, the circuitry that we added to do, the summing for the blending, the wet and the dry, is as transparent as you can possibly make it. It's all our Class A discrete circuitry, no transformers, no color at all, super high headroom. You'll always hear this thing before you hear this stuff. So far, it's been invisible. It doesn't really alter the sound. But for the purists, if you want to bypass it, you can if you don't need to blend anything. So there you go. That's all the new stuff with the new box. We're trying to make the Unfairchild even more unfair.